Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. It's Julie again. Welcome to my channel. We can do this. I am, of course, Julie, your hostess. I am so happy that you are with me again. I appreciate you being here, whether you're watching me live or if you're watching a replay. I get that. It is Saturday. It is the 3rd of August. Can you believe that? And here in Western Pennsylvania, boy, is it yucky. It is overcast. It was pouring buckets a little while ago. Our cats were freaking out. They're hiding. They're meowing. Everybody's a little calmer now, but now it's starting to get a little bit more overcast. So we may have some more coming. Great for Saturday. What can we do? It's Mother Nature. So, with that being said, I hope everybody had a wonderful week this past week and you're having an awesome weekend. I know I am so far. Um, and we are going to be talking about gratitude today. I have been looking forward to doing this because I have a lot to say about this topic. I'm hoping that you guys are kind of with me on this. I can tell you that having gratitude is something that a lot of people don't have these days. It's something that we don't stop and spend time to really appreciate what we have and have gratitude by what we've been given and what we worked for. A lot of the world today is so busy worried about what does the neighbor have, what does the Joneses have, and we forget to look at what we do have and be grateful and appreciate what we have. So it we're going to talk about this today, and it's very healthy to appreciate what is meaningful in your life. There is a connection between both physical and mental health in having gratitude. And we're going to talk about some tips on how to learn to have gratitude in your life and what happens when it doesn't feel like that's enough for you to help you in your daily life. So, what is gratitude? So, the definition of gratitude, it's a disposition or characteristic that allows an individual to perceive and appreciate the positive and meaningful aspect of our lives. You know, it's that emotion of being thankful and recognition. And, how do you know? If you're grateful for something, because like I said, we it gets lost in the shuffle these days. And we notice that we're grateful for something whenever we handle a particular part of our lives with care, and we're attentive to it and we're cognitive about it. I'm going to repeat this, but it's this warm and fuzzy feeling, that we have. And, it brings out the warm and positive part of us, which of course is the opposite of being resentful or envious. That's a big one, or regret. You know, it's the total opposite of that. And, you may be more generous and compassionate towards others when you have these feelings of gratitude and appreciation. I think part of it goes without saying, but like I said, with the hectic schedule of these days, we forget it. And so we need to remember that whenever we feel more relaxed, you know, physically, it can reduce our stress, which is who doesn't want that, right? It can increase our immunity, believe it or not. It can also increase the quality of our sleep. And once again, who doesn't want that? And it can lower our blood pressure. With all the stress we're under these days, we all need that help. And it's also better for mental health. And we're going to get a little more into that. So let's start by saying, that gratitude can help regulate your emotions. If it gives you a sense of being freedom, you have freedom and you have serenity. You have a sense of calmness, whenever you appreciate what you have, and it helps you to minimize the sad or worried feelings that you have. And, Mark, absolutely. It's the goals you set and try to achieve. We all work to better our lives. Absolutely, we do. Absolutely, we all want that. And we should all want that for each other. Um, we don't want to be sad and worried. And when you have gratitude for what you do have and you stop looking around at everybody else to see what they have, and, you get very bitter, that's not helpful at all. You're always going to have somebody who's better than you, has more than you, or you're always going to have someone who has less than you. So you really need to take a look at yourself and what you have and the people around you, and be very gracious for what you have been given and what you have. So the other thing that gratitude does is it helps our mindset. You know, um, we can experience more positive feelings. It changes those negative things. It gives us a shift to positive things. And now, it's not easy. I mean, to really bring yourself back to being cognizant about being grateful and loving what you have and being appreciative for what you have, it takes practice, you know. But let's face it, everything in our lives takes practice. If it's something that we really, really want to achieve, practice makes perfect. That's the saying. So practice is a worthwhile and effective way that we can strive to remember to be gracious and appreciative of what we have. And it can also help us feel more connected with other people. You know, Whenever we're grateful for what we have, and we look at the world and the people around us, it allows us to not feel so lonely anymore. It helps us to feel like we're connected to others and to the world around us. It can help us bring about stronger connections to not only our friends, but our family and those around us. You know, and I think today it's very easy to feel lonely, and none of us like feeling that way. But whenever you have that feeling of that calmness, and you can take the time to sit back and look at the world around you, that is very beneficial. And it can make those bonds stronger with others. It can also help you move toward having better outcomes in your life. Um, when you have this sense of calmness, and it helps you both physically and mentally, it helps to promote you wanting to have a healthier lifestyle, and that could go with the way you eat, the way you feel, the way you act. It inspires you to help others as well. I know in looking at my situation, I'm very low key. I am very normal, if you will. I'm not rich by any means. I've worked very hard all my life for what I have. I'm very appreciative of what I have because I've worked that way. And I think we all appreciate things more whenever we have to work for them. And this helps to make us healthier in the way we see the things, healthier in the way we do things, healthier in the way that we treat our body. And it wants us to reach out to maybe others who are not as fortunate as we are. We tend to notice those who don't have near as much as we do. And it allows us for an increased support from our family and our friends as well. When you get to that point where that appreciation flows to others, others notice. And it also helps them, and it also comes back to help you. I know that whenever I was an EMT and a firefighter, and I did it all volunteer, um, there was a sense that I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives. And by being there at that time, you get a sense, when you're helping those people, you get that sense of really appreciating what you do have. It escalates that to a whole different level. you know whenever you have gratitude, it brings you back toward knowing that we are control of our peace And we forget that a lot of times. How we respond to stress, we are in control of that. And to know that we can control our peace is something that I think all of us forget. So, knowing all of this now, what we've just talked about, what are some things we can do to practice gratitude for both our physical and our mental health? And the first thing I'm going to mention is something that I've mentioned on this channel several times before. It is something that all the experts recommend. And please remember, I am not an expert. I am not a trained professional. I am not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not any of that. I am just simply me. That I wanted to come and bring some things that I've learned from my past, things that have helped me, research that I've done that have helped others as well. So the first thing that they say is write it down. Now, of course, in everything we've talked about here, they recommend doing a journal. I don't do a journal, but I will say that when you write down a list of everything that you appreciate, everything that you have gratitude for in your life, whether it's like a home or a vehicle, or if it's a person or your job or whatever it is, I think writing things down helps you realize how much you're really grateful for everything that you've been given and blessed with in your life. Writing it down, you don't, if you want to do it every day, that's great. Do it every day and keep that journal. If you want to do it once a week or once a month, what you can do is you can keep that list and you can refer back to it and you can build upon that list. Gratitude is not something that you just do once and then you just maintain. Gratitude is something that you need. It's a good tool for you to grow as a human being, to help your health and physical being over time. This is something that you can build on. And whenever I talk about gratitude, I'm not talking about it doesn't have to be like a thing. It doesn't have to be like a car or a house or whatever it is, or even a person. It can be anything that has value or meaning for you. Gratitude equals humility. It doesn't have to be an attachment to something else or somebody else. Humility is part of gratitude. And this is one thing that's really bugging me these days, especially in the work environment where I'm around people that have no level of humility at all. They just think they're all that, and they think, they're God's gift to everybody, and they don't appreciate anything or anybody else around them. They have no gratitude whatsoever. And I've come to learn that humility is one of the most beautiful characteristics that a person can have. The people in my life are very humble and wonderful human beings. They have a great deal of humility. They're very down to earth. And it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. It's your heart and your soul that is very beautiful. And humility is something that exudes beauty. And I love it. I totally love it in a human being. And one other thing we have to do is, it allows us to do, and this is one thing it can do, is honor the present moment. Live in the present. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Live in the moment. Slow down. And who doesn't need that advice? And I'm guilty of it too. We have crazy, hectic, stressful, full lives. Whether you have a family, whether you're an individual, it does not matter. Whatever you are, whatever you do in life, life is just in the fast zone. It's in the fast lane. We need to remember to slow down. And importantly, we need to remember we're allowed to be happy. This world, if you watch the news, all you hear all day long is bad news, and they dramatize it, and it's in your face. And, they just make us think like we're supposed to be miserable. And when it's in your face all the time, it's really hard to fight that. And it's really hard to remember, but I promise you, we are all allowed to be happy. It is our right to be happy. And in saying that, as far as, ourselves are concerned, we need to perform acts of kindness for others. You know, Once again, going back to the news, and talking about volunteering. It's an amazing experience. And you don't even have to volunteer for an organization. You can help a neighbor. You can help elderly in your church. You can do things that you're not going to be noticed for, but behind the scenes, someone's going to appreciate. And I promise you, you are going to feel so good about yourself. It is just that warm emotion that you feel from doing something for others. And that all goes back to the humility and gratitude for what you do have, and not moping and sounding pathetic for what you don't have. No matter who you are, we're all blessed in our lives to have gratitude for something in our lives, no matter what it is, no matter who it is. We all have it. And we all need to remember to focus and take a look at that and remember that it's a wonderful trait, and you will be a magnet for other wonderful people to be in your life. And I can speak from experience that it is very true. So, lastly, let's talk about what happens when gratitude isn't enough. At the feeling of gratitude that you have, what if it's not enough of a tool to help make you be physically and mentally feel better? And that happens. It's not that you're a failure. It's like with other things in life too. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean that the tool won't work for you, but it may not work enough for you. Everyone is different. We all have different genetic makeups. We all have different personalities. And some things, with everything, some things work better for some people than others. So, what we need to do at that point is, if you find that this tool, well, it's one thing that can help you, and if it's not enough, you need to reach out to professional help. And that's another thing, that we talk about a lot on this channel. And I reiterate it and I push it at every chance I can get. It doesn't matter if you go to your PCP. It doesn't matter if you go to a therapist, a psychiatrist. It doesn't matter. Tell someone professionally. They are trained to listen. They are trained to help with all kinds of different challenges that all of us have in our lives. And it's a lot of us. You're not alone. There are so many of us these days, and I'm definitely included in that mix. Don't think of yourself as a failure. You are strong. Anybody who reaches out to any kind of help to ask for help is the strongest person on the face of the earth. Those people who don't go to get help are the weak ones, because they think they're great and it's all about them, and they don't think anything is wrong with them whenever they don't realize they are just making the rest of the world and everyone around them miserable. And who knows, you may need medication. That's not unheard of, and it's very common these days. There is no shame in that. If you need medication, and that does not mean you have to be on it the rest of your life. That's not what I'm saying. You may need it temporarily if there's something that's going on in your life, just to kind of help you through. There are tons of people that do that. I've been dealing with it since my 20s. And I've been on many different things for many different reasons and many different emotions. So never forget that there is that help out there. Reach out to it. It's there. And with thanks to the wonderful 3 years that we all lived by and struggled through together, virtual help is out there in droves. So whether you have a doctor you could go to physically to see, it does not matter these days. You can do all kinds of therapy, psychiatry, regular doctors online. So reach out to it. It's there and available for you. So with that being said, I kind of want to sum up everything in the sense that I think as years have gone on, I think that I have come to the realization that I am really grateful. I'm gracious. I appreciate everyone in my life, everyone that does something for me. Um, I am very humbled by the fact that people would be friends with me, that people would want to watch my live streams, that someone would go out of their way to help me. And I do honestly try to remember to show them my appreciation, to say my appreciation. Um, if they need something, I try to be there for them as best I can and help them at the same time. We need to be there for each other these days. And I think when we focus on making ourselves happy and healthy, that's when we can help others better. And let's face it, if we're not happy, we're not healthy, and we don't take care of ourselves, we can't help others. That's just the way it is. Um, oh, and absolutely, Mark, this is great. I love this comment. Please reach out to any vet. There is a lot of help that is needed out there. Um, he is one, Mark, he was in the Navy. He is an amazing individual. He is struggling now with some things going on in his life, but he is doing amazing. He has reached out to the Veterans Administration. They are doing amazing work for him. If you know a veteran that needs support, please, this channel supports all veterans. We appreciate everything that you've done for our freedom, for our country. You have our utmost respect and admiration. And don't forget those who have served our country in the most humblest ways. And we need to reach out and show our appreciation for what they have done. Dan, thanks for joining. I saw that you jumped on. Thank you so much for your support as always. I love you tons. I miss you so much. And I love seeing you here every Saturday. You are one of my favorite people in the world. And I could not have done this without you. And I say the same thing to Mark and my fellow supporters. Please, I would love it if you join them. I'm almost at a goal. I'm almost reached 20 subscribers. I am dying to be there. I would love to be there. So if you can help me out, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You'll get my notifications when I go live. And you don't have to watch live. If it's not convenient for you, please watch the reruns. They are always on my channel. They're always out there. But if you get the notifications, it'll be easier for you to find the live stream that I've done and go in and watch it a lot quicker and a lot easier. And please hit that like button below. If you like my topics and you like what I'm talking about, I have to tell you, when I started doing this back in December, it was challenging for me. I was very nervous. And you can see that I've become a lot more relaxed. I'm a lot more excited about a lot of these topics I'm talking about. I have a lot of passion for what I'm doing. And it's not about the number of people that I have watching me. I have gotten some wonderful comments. I have great subscribers. And I have to tell you, that drives me. That's what makes me excited. And that's what wants me to keep doing this. And don't get me wrong, it's great therapy for me too. I learn so much by doing this and the research that I've done, people that I've met, people I've talked to. So here's the teaser for next week. And this is going to be fun. My topic for next week. Oh, wait. It's going to be, here we go. Understanding and overcoming the fear of the unknown, right? The unknown, that word alone scares the pants off of me. But I am going to share with you, and this is the first time I'm making it public. Nobody knows what has happened except my therapist. Something has happened to me the last couple weeks, and it involves with the unexpected happening. So next week, I'm going to talk about the topic, and I'm going to tell you my story, what's happened, and we are going to discuss it. And I would love it if you would join me or watch when you can. I think you're going to like it, and I'm excited to tell my story. So with that being said, I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate, and I am grateful and gracious, and I have so much gratitude for all of you, for you to spend your time, precious time, to join me and listen to my topics. You are the best. Kudos to all of you. So with that being said, I wish you the best rest of the weekend. I wish you a great week next week. And with that being said, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I'm not forgetting we're going to do it. It's the ending y'all wait for, that I love doing. And here we go. We can do this. We got this. I can and I will. So will you. I promise you, you can do it. Keep tuning in. Keep supporting me. I'm going to keep being here. I'm loving it. So with that, my friends, I wish you a wonderful rest of the weekend. Stay safe, as always. That's a major thing. And I will see you all next Saturday, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Till then, my friends, bye-bye.